Welcome to Subramani. Uh, Money is about creating a good life for you. Generally, it's not. You should not be enslaved by it, and we are not chasing some number, right? If you can live a good life with the money that you have, you arrived. That's more important. It does not matter whether your brother has more money, your sister has more money, or your neighbor has more money. It does, or you earn more money than your parents. Doesn't really matter, right? So, but unfortunately, when it comes to money within families, I've seen it all, right? I must have dealt with more than 3,000 odd people, maybe 300, 400 families, including the ultra rich with a net worth of 250 to 300 crores. I also know people with upwards of 25,000 crores, but they're not my clients. These are people with whom I talk about investing and money and all, but they don't have any, I don't have any stories about what they've done with their money. Yes, some of them I know how they've planned it and all that. That is more a matter of discussion. In all this, what you do see is brother cheating a brother cheating son cheating a son, or a father, parents, brother, sister fighting over money. You've seen all this and more, right? So the most important thing that I wish to talk about is parents and money, or rather parents and children and parents. So lot of children get into a parental EMI trap. How does this happen? Well, I'm first talk about the boys, then we'll talk about the girls. So first, a boy starts earning, is 22, 23. Mother is very happy and say, wow, your salary is so good. Your father got this only when he was 40 years of age, or something like that. Well, your son is smart, very good, great, but it is the same DNA, and this gap which you're talking about is called inflation. It's not that your son is some genius. Everybody today is earning much more than what their parents earned when they started their lives. So most of us earned as much as what our parents earned at 40 when we started our life at 23, 24. When your great son is 40, his son or daughter will also, or whenever he is maybe 55, he will also, his son or daughter will also earn the same thing at 22, 23, what your great son is earning at 40 or was earning at 40. That happens. It is called inflation. Parents don't know this, they get carried away. But then let's start his life. The minute he starts earning, he wants to buy that Kawasaki Bajaj, or whatever you call it, KB, or some bike which is fancy and costs 1.25 lakhs. 1.25 lakhs sounded atrocious and impossible to buy when he was a engineering student, or while doing his MBA or something like that. But today, with a starting salary of about 8 lakhs or 7 lakhs, well, he's not so badly off. He knows he can afford it, so he goes, commits an EMI and buys a motorbike. Well, parents are not very happy that he spent so much money. He could have bought a second-hand car and blah blah blah, but then he wants a motorbike, so he buys a motorbike. This is the first thing that he has bought in his life with his own money, and he is paying the EMI. So far, so good. But now the problem starts, saying, oh, we have a 1 BHK, why not we buy a 2 BHK? Why don't you buy another 2 BHK in this next building, this building, that building, right? Some pressure to buy a house. And he says, look, don't be ridiculous. I can't afford a house now. Right now we have this 2 BHK, that's good enough for me. Go on, guy becomes 28 years of age. Now he is being forced to, well, he wants to, he doesn't want to, but he gets married. Well, the marriage expenses were all borne by the father and son duo, and whatever it was, and the other major part was borne by the girl's parents, so it did not cost them much, but still the boy needed some small help because he did not have too much of saving, right? So he had some small help needed, so 2-3 lakhs became a personal loan, and which is very confident of repaying. Now starts the social pressure to buy a house. Well, the wife also says, oh, my father is also saying that he will also contribute. Wait a minute. You have to buy a house worth 75 lakhs. So your father's contribution of 2 lakhs and your father-in-law's contribution of 3 lakhs is of absolutely no use, right? But then that is how it's offered. I have 3 lakhs which I can break my FD and give it to you if you want to buy a house. Well, all said and done, he goes, falls for it and goes and buys a house. Maybe 50 lakhs, 75 lakhs, 1 crore, 2 crores, whatever. Way beyond his capacity, because the EMI is about something like 63,000 crores, and which is, sorry, 63,000, on a take-home salary now of 1,35,000, that is exactly half the money, right? So approximately half the money. So he has to meet his household expenses. You remember his father has retired, father, mother, and he's got one elder sister, but she's married and gone. But yeah, occasional gifting, etc. She comes over with a kid. Blah blah blah, all those things are happening. So fine, so he has to meet the household expenses, but thank God father has a small pension which is not indexed, but well, he's got a pension. Mother does not have a pension. She did not have a pensionable job. So they're all living together. The son cannot actually afford the house, but then he has gone and committed. So because there was so much pressure, and the wife is very happy that they've got they're buying their own house. So before that, what happened was, because he was getting married, he was being forced to buy a car, and his mother was telling him, how can you take your wife in all her nice fine jewelry, how can you take her by a motorbike? Well, the motorbike was anyway not meant for two people, it was meant for one person. He was having fun, he was doing 1,000 kilometers in a day. I mean, he has also done 1,000 kilometers a day, and it's not that he was doing it every day, but yes, he has done things like that. Now there is pressure on him to buy a car. So he goes and buys a car. Now he's completely gone. His 1,34,000 salary take home pay is completely gone. 67,000 is going here. Then there is a bike EMI. Remember, the bike EMI is just getting over next month. Then there is a car EMI. So now he's up to his neck in debt, and everybody is happy, right? He's bought a house, he's bought a car. What more can you want at the age of 31 or 30? How can he live on such a small income? Well, he can live on such a small income because his wife is earning another amount, which is about 70,000-80,000. So that makes it very comfortable. So his take home pay was slightly more, her take home pay was slightly less, but then they both went and got themselves insured, did some small time SIPs, and then committed everything else to EMI. In all this happiness, she comes and tells him, wow, congratulations, I'm pregnant. Very good news. They go to the doctor says yes, but it is likely to be a little complicated. So I would suggest a lot of rest. So I think you should leave your job. Well, that's a nightmare, right? So here you are into a family pushed, social push, parental push, EMI trap. You are in that EMI trap. You are completely dependent on your wife's income for meeting your cash flow requirements, because you had only 1,300 rupees left in your own salary because everything else was going as an EMI. And your wife now very sweetly asks you a simple question: can I now quit my job because I have to look after the baby, or when after the baby is born, so shall I quit my job? How are you going to handle this? Your problem, right? Other case also I have heard of is when parent tries to push the kid to do things which are impossible to do at his income level. They want the son or daughter to buy off the house. We want to give them money and expect, because they just hear CTC is 22 lakhs or things like that, and they think 24 lakhs okay, let's say 24 lakhs. So they think that 2 lakhs per month is a check. They do not know that PF, PF, and then your income tax, everything gets cut, and the take home pay is something like 93,712 or something like that. It is nowhere near 2 lakhs, which they think, right? So there is pressure from parents. If you don't talk about money, you're going to get into all these things. I've seen siblings fight with the daughter saying, look, my parents spent all their money on you, that for you got good education, so you're earning more, I'm earning less, so I should get something from you, right? I've heard parents saying that, look, we have educated you, now buy this house, because we don't have the cash flow to live, and you want to live separately, that's your problem, but you buy this house and live here, right? Or something like that. So I've seen that happen. I've seen children fighting over money because they spend too much on your education. And I've also seen children saying, look, you spent so much on her education, you gave her an MBBS degree, MD degree, or whatever. You didn't spend that much on my education. Well, son was not good enough. He did something in BCom or BA or things like that, and he says, look, you spent 25 lakhs on her education, so please give me 25 lakhs. I've seen that also. So I think what I'm trying to say with all this is, within families money has to be spoken about. You have to speak about it. You have to tell your children how much money you have, how you are going to distribute, whatever, right? So even if you don't want to say it, put it down in writing and say, after my death you read about it, right? So capture your sentiments about money. Don't let your children think that, oh, my father loved his son, so he gave his son more money and he gave his daughter less money, or vice versa, right? Any of those things which happen, be careful about what is happening. Talk to them. If you're 80 years of age, you can talk to them openly. If you're 60 years of age, you don't want to give them ideas as to what you're going to do with your money. So you don't want enmity. So you may play it differently. Anyway, at least between husband and wife, whatever your views on money are, especially family money, capture it in a piece of paper, write it down, and for heaven's sake, understand that we are not capable of giving parental advice on money or marriage or education to our children. We are simply incompetent, that's all. So don't get into that area. It's a very slippery area, so don't get into that. But talk about money, that is important. Communicating to them about money is very important. Giving them advice on what to do with their money is good when they are beginning their career, but after they have their own mental ideas formed, don't teach a 40-year-old how to invest. He knows about it. If he doesn't know, he is not going to learn it from you, at least. Thank you.